Hello, hello, hello. Look at my very large hand. I thought this was quite an appropriate live because I was sat here faffing about and I thought, oh my gosh, how many more people are actually faffing about because of this gorgeous weather. So, if you do not live in the UK, if you live somewhere where you are used to beautiful summers, you have to kind of take a little bit of an apology from us because here in the UK, since May, we have had a run of fabulous weather, which is unheard of. Certainly in the last 10 years, definitely, I can't remember. I remember a time when I was pregnant with my eldest one, it was 12 years ago, and that summer was really hot, but it might have felt really hot because I was lumbering around an enormous bum. So as you come say hi. I'm quite fortunate in here because I've got a glass top desk, so I'm just enjoying putting the cool glass on my arms. Obviously that doesn't work in the winter. Well, it's flipping freezing in here, but you've got to take it as it is. Hi, Carol. Yeah, so Carol's having a faffing about it as well. Well, to be honest, there's a couple of things going on for me. My eldest son's gone off for a transition day to secondary school, so I think in the back of my head, actually, I'm just waiting for 4 o'clock to come round so I can see him and hear about his day, which is ridiculous because that's like 3 hours, 3 hours away, and I could do a lot of work in 3 hours. And also, what I find quite difficult is my husband's working from home. He's downstairs. And I find it really tricky when somebody else is in the house. I'm not as focused. So I don't know how many people work with somebody in their home all the time. Hi, Alison. Love to see you. I know Alison often works with her husband also in the house, but I find it a massive distraction with having my husband at home. It's like there's somebody else to talk to. Typical female kind of situation, isn't it? It's like gravitating towards the community, even if that's just one person. So it just got me thinking actually, because I understand that some schools have already finished. Mine finish in 2 weeks' time, which I'm really looking forward to. But whether you have a business that whether you have children or not, or the summer can affect like actually being asked to turn up. It's much more desirable to go and sit in the garden, maybe read a book or do something else. And I just really wanted to give you some tips about how you can actually still focus on your business, still keep going, and how to keep focused. So if you've got any other tips, let me know. And if you've got any questions, let me know. As always, this is going to be super engaged as well. So I've got 2 weeks before the kids finish and I am travelling most of the summer months. I do get a little bit freaked out when I look at my diary and think, I'm actually not here very much. But then I remember about the internet and realise that obviously the internet allows you to keep in touch. You can be very portable. And yes, there's some times that I'll choose not to be online, but I will certainly let my audience know when those are, because my clients expect me to take a break from business. They're not going to be expecting me to be on it 24/7. So there's one thing, isn't there? So there's something about boundaries. It's about deciding what the boundaries are for you and your business. Are you quite fluid? So for myself, I'm quite fluid. If people are responding and I'm online, if people are asking questions and I'm online, and I feel that that I've got the headspace to respond to somebody, I will. So, but let's give you another example. If I was socializing, I wouldn't respond. If I had one of the children wanting my attention, I wouldn't respond. Or if I was feeling a little bit frazzled, like I was trying to get everybody out the door, and then a message came up, I wouldn't respond, because that isn't good for me, it isn't good for anybody around me, and it's not good for the person who's asked for that. So boundaries is a really good one. Set yourself some boundaries, even if it's for the summer, and decide how you are going to work with your audience. And if you need to, go and let them know how you're going to work over the summer months. Now, something that might seem really obvious is that I'm getting quite distracted today. I've got my webinar, which I'll talk about. I've got my webinar coming up tomorrow, and I've decided to put some slides together, which is really not like me. And I've more or less done it. I've just got to the end part, and I've kind of lost distraction. I've been working on it for 90 minutes, and I lost kind of distraction. So I'm giving myself permission to actually come back to this tonight when it's cooler. And I really like to do that with a piece of work. So if I'm writing a piece of work, so maybe a sales page, or in this instance, some slides for a webinar, I think it's a really good thing to actually just give yourself a little bit of a break from it, because we can be all immersed in it. And actually, when we step away from it and come back, we can actually see the points that we're trying to make even clearer. So that's the kind of second thing I would be, is, step away from things. I generally, if I'm doing a focused piece of work, 90 minutes on the clock, no other distractions. This is one of my kind of tips that I've used throughout my business. 90 minutes, no distractions, head down, done. And then I'm going to give myself permission to actually come back to this tonight. I've got time tonight. The nights are lighter out there here in the UK, and probably where you are as well. And I know that I can come back to this tonight and finish it. So that'll all be fine. It's kind of like, the only pressure that you're putting on yourself is, the only pressure that you're under is the pressure that you're putting on yourself. And you've got to remember that we're running our businesses. And that means that we get to run them on our terms, even if it feels like they're not. You need to turn that around. So you are creating a business, you're running a business that are actually on your terms, that suits what you're doing and how you're doing it. So yes, a little bit of work for me tonight. I'm absolutely fine with that. And also, it could be something about your fire, couldn't it? If you are losing inspiration, if you're losing the desire to actually be active in your business, maybe it's a little bit of an internal piece of work that needs to be done, where you get to think about and explore, like, where is my focus? What am I focusing on? What's going on for me? Why am I losing focus? So just be playful. So being playful is probably one of the other things, and explore what on earth is happening for you right now. And it may be that actually what you're chasing and what you're running after are not the right things for you. So you might be on a track and you might be committed to taking the actions forward, but actually when you do that kind of piece of work where you pull back, you become playful, you can actually go a little bit deeper into yourself and get some clarity about what on earth you are doing. Because and I'll be sharing actually this story in the webinar tomorrow, so I won't spoil it. I might share it after tomorrow's webinar, but there's a particular thing that I'm doing at the moment, and I have had dramatic effects in less than 30 days. So we'll be talking about that more tomorrow. And it's an element that I've recognised is really powerful, that when you get really clear about your goal, you really understand why this is important to you, and then you have a place and some tools that actually support you in getting there, and you're in a community of like-minded people, the magic really happens. And I see that all the time when I'm running the 5K club. I see it in my masterminds, I see it in my live events, and in my personal life. Something that I've been committed to for the last 30 days has had dramatic effects for me, because I've been held in a container by somebody else for the last 30 days. So I'll be sharing more of that in tomorrow's webinar as well, because I think it's really, really important. And I'll also be sharing how I'm bringing that element into one of my products at the moment, because I also want, if I can be in an incubator for 30 days and create magic in my personal life, can you imagine what it's like when you come into an incubator just like that for 30 days and you get to work on your business? And that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow in the webinar. So if you're wondering what this webinar is and why Rachel keeps talking about it, obviously it's on my mind. I've not completed my slides yet. So if you want more information, I'll share that in a little minute. But on this page, there is a bit.ly link. No, there isn't. There's a Linktree link. And in that, just click on that link, and there's a direct link to tomorrow's webinar. The webinar is also really relevant for this particular topic, and that is because I often find that female entrepreneurs have overcomplicated their businesses, and therefore when it's hot and sunny or we're busy, is it's very easy to start to feel overwhelmed. It's very easy to get stuck. But actually, when you have something that's in place that's really simple, it's therefore very easy to implement, and you get really brilliant results. And that's what I'm talking about tomorrow in tomorrow's webinar, which is create your 5K business model. Now, this isn't a formula that I'll be sharing with people. This is you working on your business, creating a bespoke business model for you that helps you identify just how you can create 5K every month in your business. And I'll be walking people through that. So if you know that you want to have access to that content, either come live or just kind of sign up and get the recording, that's happening tomorrow at 1:30. It's live. It's not one of these pretend webinars that pretends it's live and it's not. It's live. It's going to be me talking about business, talking about where I've learned this from, why it's important, how to put it in place, how to have a simple and effective business model that really simplifies things, that helps you to really clear through the shit that you think that you need to do and actually identify just on the essential steps that you need to do in order for you to grow your business over and over again. And we'll be talking about mindset, and very importantly, I will be demonstrating how you can eradicate from your business feast and famine, because I understand from my own personal experience what it's like every month to be wondering where the heck the money's going to be coming from. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow. So it's a really powerful webinar. You're very welcome to come and join us. The link is in my bio, and I'll put a link after this live in there as well. So there are a number of things that you can do to keep focused and to make profit this summer. Let's just recap what we're talking about. It's about focus and accountability, isn't it? It's about having that fire in your belly, being really clear about how you're going to, what you're working towards, how you're going to call that profit into your business and taking that forward. It's about recognizing that there might be a better time of the day for you to actually run your business. It could be that actually you're like me, you're spending most of August out of your business. So what you need to do is schedule a load of stuff in advance. So, choose a time when you're feeling super focused and you've got a plan, and sit down and do that. Really don't make the mistake that so many women do, where they disappear off the face of the earth in August, come back in September and wonder why the hell it's so freaking hard in September to get clients. You can't fall off your business. You can't disappear, because people are looking for a consistent connection with you. And if you just disappear, people they don't wonder oh, Rachel must be on some holidays. They just assume that you've stopped doing what you're doing and they'll move on to somebody else. And all of that hard work that you've been doing to nurture that relationship could actually go down the pan. And it's about building momentum up in your business, isn't it? Third thing is about giving yourself boundaries. So if you are like me, you are actually going to be taking quite a little bit of time out of quite a little bit of time. What is quite a little bit of time? If you are like me, you're taking time out this summer, set yourself some boundaries. Decide for yourself when you're going to be in your business, when you're not going to be in your business. If that needs to be communicated to your audience, do that. Be playful. Be really playful with yourself. Look at, what's working well, what's not working well, make any adjustments that you need to go. But, just be flipping focused. You still have a business to run, even if it's Scorchio outside or even if the football's on. We still have that passion and that drive within us to have really super successful businesses. So just have clarity every day about what you're coming into your workspace to do, and do it. And turn off social media. Don't get drawn into social media. Sit there, be very focused, get through it, switch on social media, go through that, move on and do something else. So I will post up the links to tomorrow's webinar. The webinar is big message, create your 5K months and beyond. Little message is basically, this is how you have a simple, powerful and very, very effective approach to business. We're going to be talking about mindset, we're going to be talking about selling, and we're going to get you creating your own bespoke business model that's going to help you simplify everything. That's also going to help you to eradicate feast and famine. So don't miss out from that live webinar. If people who are here, if you've got any questions, I'm quite happy to stay here for a bit longer. I'm starting to melt. I have my camera light on, so I'm starting to melt a little bit. I might have to rethink that for tomorrow's webinar, mightn't I? There's some things I can do in here actually to make it a bit cooler. But any questions, let me know. If you're planning to come along to tomorrow's webinar, let me know. I'd love to know that. And yeah, this was just me kind of recognising that I was having my own a little meltdown, and knowing that I was going to do something differently, and giving you an opportunity to think about, you don't need to be sat at your desk 24/7 to make money in your business. You can actually be focused, get on with your work, and then leave. That's the best way for us all to do, isn't it? So anybody who's watching this back, if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to respond to those. So until tomorrow at 1:30, when I'll be running my live event, I'll see you then. Bye for now.